I love being in ancient woodlands like this one. They're so atmospheric. In fact, this particular one is one of the furthest inland temperate rainforests in the UK. You don't normally tend to think of the UK having rainforest here. It looks like something from a fairy tale. We're in a place called Padley Gorge. It should be called Padley Gorges. Absolutely stunning. So as I was saying, this is called a temperate rainforest. And before my little bit of research, I didn't know what one of those was. So apparently the temperate zones are areas usually around halfway between the equator and the poles, North Pole, South Pole. And you get quite a variance in temperature. So we get really cold times of the year around here, as well as quite warm weather. And it sets up a perfect climate for these kind of places. Places like this thrive because they have a lot of moisture and a lot of heavy rainfall throughout the year. These are perfect conditions for these massive trees with huge root structures, as well as all these mosses and fungi. Just look at how all the roots are just clinging on to the rocks for dear life. This old fella over here just couldn't hold on any longer. You can see where it's just fallen off the side of the gorge. I don't think I'll be taking that bridge across the brook today. You never lose it, do you? Look at that's just snapped off. Bit of wood glue will sort that out. Just noticed the other bit that's fell off. So it looks like it's snapped off there. Just dropped down. Wonder how old this is, or was. Been so looking forward to this walk today. So I've been held captive in a villa in Menorca for 11 days. I say held captive just by the sun. 30, 35, feels like 40 degrees. It's just too warm for me. Just didn't want to be out in it. We've had a lovely big family gathering for a special occasion, and it's just weather didn't suit me. You should have seen me as we're coming back over the Snake Pass after we'd got back off the plane, and there's raindrops on the windscreen of the minibus. My face lit up like a kid at Christmas. You can keep your hot countries, give me a soggy Peak District any day. So speaking of soggy Peak District, we've got to get across the other side of the gorge. So down below we've got Burbage Brook, and either side of that we've got Padley Gorge, which has been formed over millions of years from from the Ice Age, and then you've got water erosion, all of that kind of stuff over more recent times. I say recent times, it's probably still thousands of years, isn't it? I've been here quite a few times, and you've got all of these old rocks and ancient trees, but this always makes me chuckle. Amongst it all, we've got the perfect staircase. I don't think that's natural erosion, do you? I'm assuming the dam has just naturally formed there. Everything floating down the brook. Whoa, We do not want to be falling down there. Got no idea what this is. Any ideas? If you know, you know. And please let everybody know in the comments. This looks like the perfect spot for a cuppa. Before I fire up the kettle, quickly want to give a shout out to Squarespace, who's kindly sponsored the video today. Not a bad spot this, is it? I'm getting a little bit distracted. So Squarespace, it's the #1 place to go if you want to have a go at building a website all by yourself. It's an all-in-one platform, so from domain name to website creation, and it's really easy that even me and you can do it, or you and I, as they say. I simply chose one of their ready-made templates, uploaded my own photos, added some text, and then just dragged things around a little bit until I got the website just how I wanted it. So the platform's got loads of different features. I mainly used my website for growing and promoting my YouTube channel, as well as sending out newsletters, whereas Jo's got her website set up for e-commerce for selling all of her artwork and paintings. She says it's really easy to do. All of the payment system and everything is done in-house through Squarespace, so it's a breeze really. Doesn't really matter what you want to use your website for. You can set up subscription services, host online video courses. If you're a photographer and you want somewhere to put your portfolio, you know, selling stuff from your garage, Squarespace has got you covered. So if you want to have a go at building your own website, if you click the link in the description below or head over to squarespace.com/Paul Messner, you'll get a totally free trial. You can set everything up, see what it looks like. And when you're ready to go live, if you use the code Paul Messner, you'll get 10% off your first purchase. So this segment of the videos proving to be quite popular. It's cuppa and dunking time. I've had loads and loads of suggestions about what to dunk in my cuppa today, and this is a first for me. I have not tried this before, so I'll get the kettle fired up, show you what we've got. Right, put your hands up in the comments if you've heard of Tim Tams. I've had lots of comments and suggestions about these, including one from Smith and Wesson, so I'll put you up on the screen, thank you, who suggested that I did the Tim Tam Slam. Now I had to Google that, never done it before, never tried these biscuits before, but they look like penguins. A bit smaller than penguins, aren't they? You get 9 of these for £2. So anyway, so the Tim Tam Slam, apparently you bite the opposite corners off, like that. I'm going to put it out there already. It's not as good as a penguin. Spoiler alert, but I've not tried the slam yet. So for the slam, I'm going to have to prepare myself for this, because it looks a bit of a disaster waiting to happen. Move things around a bit. So apparently you put one end in your drink and then you use it as a straw and suck your drink through the other end. I can't see this being a success, but we'll give it a bash. Actually works like a straw. Oh no, I've dropped it. Catastrophe. Oh no, there's my Tim Tam. Well, we're going to have to see what it's like now. It's a soggy mess. It's all right, actually. I don't know what it would, how to describe it. It's a little bit like a s'more. It's almost like there is some kind of marshmallow in there. Absolutely ruined my coffee now, right? Because there's lumps of cack in it, but oh, look at that animal. It's all right. I'm going to put that above the custard cream, but it's still not as good as the Biscoff. Although I did make a real pig's ear of it, didn't I? Bit of a disaster when it comes to my straw technique. Coffee's all right though. Just going to sit, chill and enjoy the peace. So considering it's school holidays, there's nobody here. There are a few midges about though. Anyway, current league table, I'll put it on the screen. We have got Biscoff, we have got Tim Tam, and then bourbon creams. More suggestions in the comments below, please, what you'd like to see me dunking. So this is the Bolehill Quarry. So this is where me and Joe tried to get down to when we were filming the millstones video. That's done really well actually. Started off really slow, a 10 out of 10. Now it's got 50,000 views, something like that. Starting to find its slightly different audience. I can't see that millstone graveyard. I don't know where it is. Be somewhere around here. Take two. Again, I'm purely speculating, but this looks like some sort of remains from the quarrying days from maybe 17th, 18th century. It looks like there's so it's perfectly in line with that little track going down there. So I wonder if it had some sort of ropes or chains or something that was pulling stuff up the hill. Perfectly in line with this. This is quite steep down here, but it's very straight. So maybe if you need to get equipment up here, or workers up here, or millstones down, I don't know. Maybe that's what this was used for. And that building up there. Again, if you know something, let me know. It's hard to imagine that these huge oak trees started off as something tiny like these acorns. I think that's what I've loved most about this walk, is the trees. You know, they're all oak trees, birch trees, the odd beech tree. There's none of these plantation style pine trees or fir that aren't even native to our country. We've lost so much of our ancient woodlands over the years. It's nice to still have a little bit close to home. So this is what's left of the old Padley Manor. Dates back to 14th to 15th century it was built. So this was owned by the Fitzgerald family in the 16th century. And they were staunch Roman Catholics, which was quite a risky practice back in the Elizabethan times because it was illegal. And the manor was regularly raided. And to see if there any evidence of practicing the Roman Catholic religion. You can imagine it was quite a grand place. The ancient altar was discovered here. Reconstructed 1834. Pretty cool, eh? It looks like an old sink or something. So in 1588, the manor house was raided again, and they discovered two Roman Catholic priests, Nicholas Garlick and Robert Ludlam. And they were tried for treason, and within the month they've been hung, drawn and quartered, and stuck on posts and paraded outside St Mary's Bridge in Derby. And Sir Thomas Fitzgerald, Lord of the Manor, he was sent to the Tower of London, where he died in 1591. You tend to think in modern day Britain that we're quite sophisticated and we do things morally the right way, but when you look back at what our ancestors did, some of it was truly barbaric. You know, hung, drawn and quartered just because you were practicing Roman Catholic. Padley Manor was confiscated by the Crown and left to ruin, really. Apart from this was where the old gatehouse used to be, and I think 1933 this was restored as now a little Roman Catholic chapel. I believe every year they still do a pilgrimage to here, you know, just in memory of the Padley martyrs, they were called. Something else I love about this time of year, bit of foraging. Quick tip though, always get your blackberries from high up, where a dog can't cock its leg up. So I parked the car today down at Grindleford train station. We're nearly there, but I just wanted to show you the Totley Tunnel. This is a real feat of engineering. Opened in 1893. This is the fourth longest tunnel, train tunnel in the UK. 3.5 miles long. Took 5 years to build, and must have been horrendous conditions working in there back in the 19th century anyway. So apparently, and there wasn't much housing around here, and you know, there are 20 to 30 workers living in each house, you know, working 24-hour shifts sometimes, and as one got out of bed, another one jumped in the bed. As you can imagine, there were plenty of disease, dysentery, smallpox, all that kind of stuff. That was a good timing, wasn't it? So here's the old station house, I think. It's now a cafe. Just missed it, I think. I'm at 5:30, I don't know what time it's shut. The home of Grindleford natural spring water. Didn't know it had its own natural spring water. Yeah, shuts at 5. Never mind. Maybe next time. Oh, there it is, look. I can see the car, so I'm going to call this the end of the video. Thank you for joining me on this little walk. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're into all that kind of stuff. If not, don't bother. But maybe I'll see you next time.